Well, surprise, surprise, it's raining. I'm back at Unicoi Gap. I just got dropped off by the folks from Round the Bend Hostel. The weather's been pretty standard for me down here, and it continues. I'm standing under the under the cover of the sign here. Finished getting bundled up and head up the hill. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Done with my first uphill of the day. It's been raining off and on from mist and heavy, spatter. I saw a short period of sleet, always interesting. It's not cold, but there was a little. At the top of that first one, I don't know if you can see it, there's a sign right there that says camping. About an hour and a half in from me, there's a bit of a false summit. It's only back a few hundred yards actually, and there was camping there too, probably a fire ring and 2 or 3 sites. This one, I didn't actually go off to this camping site, so I don't know how big it is. It's raining. I won't have my phone up much in the rain. I want to try to keep it for the rest of the hike. It's not a bad hiking day. Haven't seen anybody on the trail, but that seems to be normal right now. I'm sure it'll change with time. Raining. I don't want to have the phone out long. I'm at Indian Grave Gap, Unicoi Gap, 2.7 back. That's about the best part of the trail I've had today. All uphill, all downhill. Parts of the trail are kind of stream-like. Haven't seen anybody on the trail. It's been raining. Continues to rain. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye-bye. I'm at THRU Mountain Shelter. Right here. Looks, pretty standard for around here. No picnic table. I got these little kind of half picnic tables, one on each side. This one's dry. The way the wind's blowing, the one on the other side is wet. There's a fire pit out front here. 0.1, 0.2 off the trail. Back that way. There's quite a lot of campsite back that way. The privy is down there. Water is another like 2/10 or so, I don't know, beyond here. They've got bear cables for hanging your food. I think that's the trail that goes down to the water, actually, right there. It's raining. It's been raining all day. Haven't seen anyone. Don't know why they're not out here enjoying the lovely weather, making miles. I stopped here for a gourmet break. I have my peanut butter out. I mixed up my drink for end of day. It's not even 2 o'clock yet, so I'm certainly not stopping here. I don't think I can make the next shelter, so yeah, it's only 1:30. So I don't think I can make the next shelter, so I will be tenting tonight, I expect. Always fun to set up in the rain, but that's the way it works. All's good. Making time. Taking what the trail will give me. Been very wet. Oh yeah, a couple of points. THRU Gap, back a ways. 3 roads in, 2 of them closed with gates and signs that say closed. One of them open. There'd obviously been looked like a pickup truck tracks up in there in the last couple of days. There was places you could have camped there. I'm about 4,400 feet, I think, right now. It was where THRU Mountain is, elevation-wise. A little cooler up here, but I haven't been cold all day. I was soaked by the time I got out of the climb out of Unicoi Gap. Everything on me is wet, and there is no way of changing that. That'll be the way it is all day. As long as I keep moving, I'm not cold. Once I start setting up camp, I will have to fairly quickly get myself switched into something dry. And my gear in my pack is still going to be dry.
Good evening. My day 11 wrap-up. It's February 2nd. I started at Unicoi Gap this morning. I'm finishing up, which was mile 52.5. Finishing up at mile 62.9. Over a 10-mile day. And honestly, probably a better 10-mile day than the one I did the other day, because it's been a tough day. It's raining. It has rained all day. It's been slippery all day. It's been slippery going up. It's been slippery going down. And I usually make pretty good time on the flats, but even there was a lot of mud, very slippery. Totally lost track of how many times I slipped today. It was a lot. None, oh, I'm about to fall off a cliff and scared to death, but, you know, serious, get your attention. Some of them you'd kind of stop, catch your breath for a sec, and keep going. I am at Sassafras Gap campsite. I've got like 8 tomorrow, maybe a little less than 8, to get back to where I was planning on going. I didn't know when I left this morning, honestly, whether I was going to be out for 1 night or 2. I thought it would probably be 2 because there's quite a bit. I'm getting off at Dix Creek Gap tomorrow and going back to around the bend, which is good because tomorrow night's supposed to get really cold. I'm set up for it, but, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the morning because everything's wet. I mean, it came in tonight. Well, I say everything. My sleeping bag's dry. My sleep system is was down inside my pack and in a liner, so everything's dry. But I mean, all my clothes, you know, to the bone, head to toe, everything wet. So pick what I don't have everything I own on tonight. I'm not gonna have a problem staying warm tonight. It's not supposed to drop below freezing. But tomorrow morning it'll be a pain putting on wet stuff and getting ready and walking. For today, the climb out of Unicoi Gap is, you know, serious, but nothing too horrifying. Rocky Mountain, just over 4,000 feet, first climb, and then down into Indian Grave Gap. Then up to Trave Mountain, which was the high point, the high spot of the day. It's at just over 4,400 feet, 4,430 or whatever. I went into Trave Mountain Shelter, partly just to have a chance to use the phone and get out of the rain, which I did, and use the privy, and, you know, just because, again, rain all day, so I didn't use the phone. In fact, something new for me is I found that kind of once I soaked through, I've been carrying the phone in my shirt pocket. But once everything's wet, my phone has a, you know, tap to turn it on. Well, it kept turning itself on, so I finally just hard shut it off. I did see one hiker today. Had a guy walk by me. 21, he said he was. It was kind of funny. I asked him, you know, where he was from, and I believe he said Minnesota. It might have been Wisconsin. I don't know. I think Minnesota. So I asked if he had started at Springer, and he says, oh, yeah, I started. I asked him if he started at Amicalola, and he said, yeah. I asked him his hiker number, and he didn't know what I meant. I don't think, he apparently did not sign in at the book. I asked him when he started, and he said March. And I said, well, it's February. And he said, well, then February. Well, we were at like probably when I saw him, we were around mile 60. Yes, right around mile 60. So, and if he did the approach trail, that means he's done almost 70 miles in a day and a half if he started in February. So I don't think he did. I think he started in January. But I kind of thought about it for a minute, and I thought, well, you know, I guess I can admire this guy. He's out here, he's chugging along, and he is doing so without allowing the universe around him to distract him in the slightest. He's got his disconnect mode in full. I got in here and it was raining. It said the water was down a steep trail. But when it says that in the guidebook, it kind of gets your attention because it's been steep all day. So I did. The water is, you know, I don't know, 2-3 tenths down, and it is a very steep embankment. With me, I used my trekking poles. I could not have gone down and done that without sliding and falling without my trekking poles. So that means I had to put my pack down or carry it, which that would have been a bad experience. Go down, get water, come back up before I can set my tent up, because once I set my tent up, my trekking poles are part of that setup. So that's what I did. I went down and got some water. I need it in the morning. I had enough for tonight, but it's easier to do it at night. I'll filter. I didn't filter it tonight. It's not supposed to go below freezing. I've got it in my water bag, sitting right outside the tent actually, and I'll filter it in the morning. Have plenty of water for the night.